Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the Almita Made channel. My name is Alma and I'm here to talk about all things making. I'm primarily a sewist, but I do dabble in knitting and other things every now and then. Today I'm going to talk to you about my next few plans and maybe some work in progress, no, just the one work in progress that I have for knitting. At the end, I'll talk about that one. But let me start by, first of all, thanking you for being here. I'm so happy that you found my little corner of the internet. I love to see how many of you are subscribing to the channel. Thank you. Honestly, it means the world. Thank you so much to people who have bought me a coffee. Thank you for the amazing, amazing comments that you leave. Honestly, this is bringing me a lot of joy and it's getting me so excited about making stuff. I had a little bit of a period of low sojo, which is sewing mojo, in case you haven't heard that phrase before. But so where I'm not like dying to make, whereas doing these vlogs and knowing that I've got this little platform to talk about what I'm making is really fueling my creativity, as is Me Made May. And do check out my previous vlog about what I've been doing for this Me Made May. But today I'm going to start by telling you what I'm wearing because it's quite exciting. I couldn't show you this make for a while, and I'll probably go more into detail when I do my next recent makes vlog. But for now, I can tell you that this is the new Sew Over It Lorry dress. It's a beautiful wrap dress. You can't see it that much here, but I'll put some pictures up. And because you need to see it in its full glory. But what I can tell you is that it's lovely, lovely fabric. It's a viscose crepe from Fabric Godmother, where else? And this is one of the fabrics that I bought at the Stitch Festival. I'll link to that vlog below, but I am chipping away at that haul. So I'm very pleased because I did buy way more than I had intended at the Stitch Festival in London last February, March, when was it? A few months ago. I bought quite a bit of stuff and I felt like it was going to be okay as long as I used it. And I feel like I am gradually using the stuff to make lots of beautiful things. And this dress I'm so pleased with. But yeah, I'll go more into detail about any modifications and things like that in a future makes vlog. But I do absolutely love it. And it is the most recent pattern by Sew Over It, where I work. So I'm biased, as I always say, but it's a lovely, lovely pattern. If you're on the lookout for a wrap dress, I would recommend. I did add pockets to mine because that's what I'm like. And yes, it's not ideal, pockets in a wrap dress. Yes, it disturbs the lines, blah, 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 blah. But I just need a pocket. I won't wear something without pockets as much as I do something with pockets. I just need the option. And it's just to keep my phone in for like a few minutes or put my hands in pictures. That's all I need it to do. I don't need it to be a super sturdy pocket that fits all my belongings, although I like those as well sometimes. But yeah, that's what I've got to say about this lovely dress that I'm wearing. Now, if we move on to plans and works in progress, I do actually have two works in progress now that I think about it. So I have cut out something that I am so excited about. I don't have the pieces here because the fabric's fraying quite a lot. I don't really want to handle them, but I do have plenty of the fabric here to show you. So the fabric, first of all, now I do enjoy an unconventional fabric. And by that, I don't mean something truly weird or like in a Project Runway way, but I really like buying upholstery fabrics or like furnishings fabrics to then make clothes, which not many people do, but I find sometimes you find a really great fabric. Very often they're super wide, so you get a little bit more for your buck. And this fabric I bought in Hastings in here in the UK. Last year we went to have a holiday, a long weekend in Hastings, which I would absolutely recommend. It's really a really creative, colourful place. If you like fish, you'll be in heaven. Very dog friendly. So yeah, we had the best little holiday last year, and we were staying in an Airbnb next door to a fabric shop. Could that get any better? This fabric shop, however, I'd looked it up. I found out that it was next door. I obviously wanted to go. When I went in, it turns out it was mainly an upholstery and furnishings fabric shop. So not exactly what I thought I was going in for, but I did buy 2 fabrics. One fabric I've already used, and it's a sort of old map. Beautiful, beautiful print on a canvas, and I used it to make a sew over it weekend bag, and I love it. And I have a little bit of it left because I bought very little because it wasn't cheap. So I just bought 1/2 meter, but it was super wide, like 2 meters wide or something, even more maybe. So I squeezed out the weekend bag out of it, although I had to modify the pattern a little bit, but I made it work. And I do have a little bit of it left, and I do want to make another little bag to kind of go inside the weekend bag, because I don't want to waste a single square inch. Is that a thing? Yeah, a single square inch of that fabric. So yeah, that's the first fabric I bought that I turned into something quite quickly after I bought it. This one, ta-da! Let's see if I can show you a bit closer. It's so pretty. So it's showing quite pale. It's actually quite a bright, yeah, that's better. Quite a bright pink, but with the sort of faded effect. I think it's a linen. I am not 100% sure. I don't remember from when I bought it if it even said, but it's basically curtains material. And it's very, very wide. And I bought a fair bit because this one was cheaper than the map one. And basically, I bought this last summer, towards the end of the summer, thinking I will turn this into a set of something. So a top and a skirt, or a top and trousers, or top and shorts, something like that. And then the weather turned quite cold, to be honest. So I just put it away for next summer. We are now next summer, and the time has come to use this lovely fabric. And what I came up with is a set of trousers, so summery trousers, and what I would call a waistcoat. Now, I keep seeing this look around. Here in London, I've seen so many very cool women dressed like this, with a matching waistcoat and trousers made in linen. I love that look so much. So I set about looking for a pattern for the waistcoat, and suddenly True Bias came out with the Quinn, which is what I would call a waistcoat. They call it a vest. A vest, a longer vest, a mini dress, and a maxi dress, or midi. Anyway, it's a brilliant pattern. I have not bought a pattern that quickly in ages. So it came out, and it was an offer to begin with as well. So I just bought it and I was like, okay, perfect. That's what I'm going to make. So I have cut out already the view A, which is the shortest vest. It has buttons, it has a little adjustable tabs at the back, princess seams. It looks so good. And just from cutting it out, it's not too many pieces. It looks quite doable, basically. I think inside the recommendation is to bind the seams. I will see as I make it whether I do that or not. I think I might be okay with just overlocking the seams. We'll see how lazy I'm feeling. But it looks like a very manageable project that I could get done fairly soon, hopefully. It's already cut out, which is always what takes me the longest in terms of like getting started. Now it's cut out. The next time I've got a little bit of time, I will sew on that. Like, that's right up next to my queue. Now, I do have loads and loads and loads and loads of fabric left. Because it's so wide, I barely scratched the surface with cutting out the Quinn vest. And so I definitely have enough to make trousers. What those trousers will be, I am not 100% sure. I would like to make the Arthur pants by So Liberated. I bought this pattern a while back, And I know I usually have to alter trouser patterns. So I have been sort of not dying to get that process started, but I will do it. I will do it soon, because I think that the Arthur pants would look really, really cool with a matching quin vest. And they're kind of balloon legged, which is not what I've seen. Usually the women I've seen wearing these beautiful sets have very sort of streamlined, beautiful, flowy trousers. I want something a little bit quirkier. You know me by now, hopefully. So yeah, I'm thinking balloon pants and matching vest in stripes, linen, like, oh, take me around the world to travel. I love it. In my mind anyway. So that is the plan for this fabric, and half of it at least has been started because I've cut out the vest. Very excited about that. And let's get rid of the fabric over there, very unceremoniously. It's so much to tidy up at the end of these vlogs, I'm sure. So the next fabric I've got to show you is basically, if the Arthur pants work out and I will probably toile them quickly, rough and ready, with some spare fabric that I've got lying around. But if they turn out good and I make the stripy ones and I'm really happy with those, then I will also make the Arthur pants in this gorgeous Lady McElroy fabric. It's a cotton lawn. I bought this from Emporia Fabrics last year, but it's a Lady McElroy print. I love it. It's so cool. It's got lots of cool gals on it in very cool clothes. I just love it. There's a patterned dress, a stripy top. It's so fun. And I made, years and years ago, I made some trousers, some balloon trousers out of a Lady McElroy cotton lawn, and I wear them constantly, so much so that there's a few stains in it that won't go away. So I kind of need to replace those. And they were with a pattern, but grey, which means I can wear them with a lot of different tops. This would be my idea, to replace those trousers and wear them to death again. So the original one I made was the bob pants from Stylark, which I did not have fun sewing at all. I just didn't get on with that pattern at all. I had to do so many modifications to make it work for me. The final product works very well. Those trousers, as I said, I wear them all the time, but I didn't write down any of the many modifications that I had to do. So I basically got rid of the pattern. I was like, this is not good for me. But the Arthur pants, hopefully, will replace that, because I love the design. And yeah. So these, if I get on with the first pair, I will make this fairly soon, I hope, because black and white, cotton lawn, it should be a very handy pair of trousers to have. I know it's not neutral at all. Some of you might be thinking, what are you thinking? Like, what can you possibly wear with that as trousers? But I think like a colourful top, say this was a top, a blouse, with the black and white, I think that looks fantastic. And yes, it's busy, but because this is black and white, it's almost neutral. Right, the next thing that I've got to talk about is another plan that I'd vaguely mentioned in my Stitch Festival haul vlog, which I'll link to below, just in case you haven't seen it. This is a fabric that I bought from Bornella Fabrics. Beautiful. I love it, this sort of retro tiled, very cool cotton. And I bought it thinking I wanted to make a dress, one of those half zip dresses that are very popular at the moment. And I did talk about this pattern, and I now finally got my hands on it. So it is a McCall's, a big 4 pattern. Ooh, I loved the look of this as soon as I saw Amy, who is Almond Rocks on Instagram. She made an incredible version of this dress, and I instantly fell in love with it. And then I went to look for it, and it hadn't come out in the UK at least yet. So I was like, oh, never mind, forgot about it. Then I looked at it again. It was on the fold line, but it was sold out. Then ages later, I looked again on the fold line, and it's now mine. I'm so happy. Now, I haven't sewn with a big 4 pattern in genuinely years, like since I first started 9 years ago, since I first started sewing. I haven't touched one in years. So I am a little bit apprehensive, and I have read a few people who have made this pattern that said that it came out really huge, which is usually, well, from memory, is the problem I had at the beginning when I made big fall patterns, that they always came out so big. I will carefully go through the measurements. Annoyingly, so the thing I'm the most interested about is the waist and how big it comes out. Annoyingly, the finished garment measurements do not include the finished waist measurement, which I am kind of confused by, because I think I really need to know that. But I will measure the pattern pieces. I think I'm going to go by my measurements, and then, which would put me basically in a size 12. 12 and 14, really. That's go by my measurements. But I will then measure the pattern pieces at the waist, deduct the seam allowance, and work out how big that waist comes, because I don't want this to be loose. I know the look is a little bit looser than, you know, what I would normally probably go for, which is super cinched at the waist. This is definitely a little bit loose, but I don't want it to have enough room to carry my dog inside it as well. It will require some consideration. If any of you out there have made this pattern, please share your knowledge, experience, and advice. I would be extremely grateful, because I just love the design, but I am a little bit apprehensive about the fit. I will aim to make the short-sleeved one, so exactly the one that the model is wearing. So cute in this cotton. I think it's going to look so cute. Oh, and I did order a zip from Purple Stitches that I'm going to show you. Give me 1 second. Here I am. So I really want the zip tape to be a bit visible, and so I went for this pink from Purple Stitches to match the pink flowers, and silver teeth, because I thought that would go with the white and the blue. I just think that's going to look amazing if I can pull it off. And if I have enough fabric, I potentially will have to shorten that dress, I think, in terms of fabric requirements. But we'll see. See how I get on. It won't be very soon that I make this, because as I said, I need to think about it and plot and plan. But it is on my list at some point, and I think it's going to be gorgeous. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is a vague plan. I just want to show you this fabric, because although I said that after the Stitch Festival I wouldn't buy fabric for ages, everything I've shown you there, actually, the non-Stitch Festival fabrics are from last year, so I feel good about that. They're just stash fabrics. This one, however, I bought as soon as I saw it. So the story of this fabric is that I saw Rainbow Fabrics had this particular denim maybe 2 shows ago, maybe at the Knitting and Stitching Festival. At one of the shows I saw this fabric, and by the time I had a chance to go via their stall, it had sold out, and I was really upset. And maybe it wasn't even a show, maybe I just saw it online. But anyway, I was aware of this denim, and then I couldn't get my hands on it, and suddenly they brought it back, and I just had to buy it. No excuses, like I needed it. And I bought quite a lot, and it is an extremely sophisticated and subtle purple cow print. It's nuts. I love it so much. Come on. This is so fun. So it's a thick denim. It's really a really sturdy denim. So it's already amazing because it's cow denim, but then it's purple, which is my favorite color, if you hadn't guessed. I just had to have it, and I bought 3 meters thinking that I want to make a set. I'm very into sets at the moment. So either long trousers and a sort of jacket, or shorts and a sort of jacket, then maybe a bag as well. there's going to be lots of coordinating things happening, basically. I love it. Also, it makes me laugh because there's a brand of chocolate, I think it was called Milka, and the logo or the mascot, whatever you want to call it, is a purple cow. So I'm gonna be sponsored by that chocolate brand. It's so silly. But I just couldn't leave it unbought. It's so good. And cow print is everywhere right now, and I love it. In terms of fabrics anyway. I don't know if it's in the wider world of ready to wear, I don't know, but in the world of sewing, I'm seeing a lot of cow. And if that cow is purple, that's even better for me. I love it. So vague plans for this. I could make maybe the Sew Over It Ultimate Jeans, which I've made 3 times before now, potentially. Though it's quite an involved make, obviously. So maybe I go for something a little bit quicker. I could make also some shorts using the Sew Over It Kira shorts. And I'm just saying these because I own these patterns already. So I've got them all modified already. So in that sense, it wouldn't take long. And then for the top, I think it's too heavy for it to be a top that you wear on its own, that I wear on its own. I like layers, and if it gets too hot, I can get rid of it. So this, what I'm thinking, is not so much a top, but a shacket or a jacket. I was thinking potentially I thought the Sorrento jacket from Sew Over It, which I love, and I have one that's silver and I use it all the time. However, there are a lot of seams in that, and I feel like it would be a little bit of a shame to interrupt the cow. Don't interrupt the cow, sir. So maybe not that. Maybe another pattern I already have is the Ilford jacket by Friday Pattern Company. That I think is quite uninterrupted, and it has lots of pocket options. That could work really well with some shorts. That would be really cool, and cool within the realm of purple cow, you understand. Or I was thinking even the Sew Over It Amy shirt, which is a shirt to be made in like cotton or viscose or something. But I was thinking I could go up a size or 2 and make it in this and turn it into a shacket. That could work. So yeah, something like that. But I think something that I can wear basically like a very plain, I don't know, white vest, lilac vest maybe, shorts and shacket, or trousers and shacket, maybe a bag, maybe a beret, maybe another hat. Like, it's something that's getting all my creative juices going to try and think up what to do. And actually, I've been using Stash Hub, which is a really, really cool app for organizing your sewing projects and your stash and things like that. But Yvette and Doug have just come up with a new function on Stash Hub called the Magic Mock-Up. So I've been playing around with trying to see what this fabric would look cool as. It's so clever. Honestly, I cannot get my head round as to how they've made that work, because I do those mock-ups for work a lot by using Photoshop. You know, you need to use it. Takes a little bit of time to make it look good and stuff. And they've just done some magic, and anyone can do it. It's very clever, very, very clever. If you're interested to try Stash Hub, the premium version, you can use my code below. I really recommend it. I use it all the time just to plot and plan what I'm going to make and to categorize all my fabrics, so I remember where I bought them. You can put if you've pre-washed them or not, because sometimes you pre-wash them and then you don't touch them for months, and that's such a good way of like keeping track of what you've prepped and what you haven't. Anyway, that is the last fabric that I'm showing you today, and vague plans. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is a bit of knitting. So enter my project bag, the best project bag. I've talked about this in a previous vlog. I adore it. It's made in Fabric Godmother, surprise, denim with bananas on. And the pattern is the Field Bag by Grainline Studios. Grainline Studio. I love it. And it's currently carrying my recent cast on. I can't believe how much progress I've made on this, because It's very recent. I'm going to say about, no, less than a week's worth of knitting. Not all the time, every day, but you know, very, very few sessions have gone into this, and already I have this big chunk. Makes me so happy. I think after finishing my socks, which I talked about in my previous vlog, if you want to have a look, that was quite a complex process, and tiny needles, 2.5mm needles, circular tiny 9-inch needles, very, very small yarn, so like a fingering weight yarn. To go from that to chunky wool, let me show you. Oh no, this is about to fall apart, but it's chunky. And big old needles. Can't even read. 4. They're not even that big, but compared to 2.5, they feel huge. That can't be 4, can it? Yeah, that's 6. Can't read. 6mm needles. It's going so fast, and I think I needed it after the socks. I really enjoyed the process of the socks, but I think I needed a break from teeny tiny things. So this is the perfect palette cleanser. Now, what it is the Monet tank, not vest, tank. Honestly, the words for all of these things, I would always call them something else, but this is a tank, apparently. I would call it a vest. But it's the Monet tank by Wool and the Gang. Now, the story behind this is I saw someone at the Stitch Festival, just a customer that walked by our stall, the Sew Over It stall, wearing this amazing, let's call it tank. Really cool. Chunky, really cool neckline. And I went, oh my God, did you make that? And they said, yes. And turns out it was this Monet tank by Wool and the Gang. So I instantly that night went and looked for it, and it only came as a kit, which really annoyed me because I don't want the kit. I had a lot of this wool left, which I've previously made a machine knitted jumper in. But I had quite a bit of it left. Also yarn bought at the Knitting and Stitching show last year. So all being used. Anyway, I had a lot of the wool. I wanted a purple one, obviously. This is like purple with a tweedy kind of texture. What would you call it? A tweed yarn. It's got all those speckles. Really cool. And I knew I wanted to make that tank in this yarn. I didn't want to buy a kit. Also, I have needles. Like, let me show you. I'm very lucky. I have this set of C-knit interchangeable circular needles. The pattern calls for straight needles rather than circular, but there's no problem using them, to be honest. If anything, it feels more secure. It doesn't, nothing slips out. It's very good. So I've got this set, which is gorgeous and such a little luxury, let me tell you. It is not cheap, but I would recommend it. And I actually got it when I used to work at McCulloch and Wallace in Soho. So I used my staff discount for good. And I love this set. It has never let me down. It's got so many sizes, and yeah, I don't really want to buy any more needles. Apart from I did buy the tiny circular ones because I wanted to try that. But these all have there's like one cable that fits different sizes, so they're interchangeable. They're not ideal for sock knitting because you do screw them in, and sometimes they come undone, which is okay if you're knitting something big, but I just didn't want to risk it with socks. So that's the story there. Anyway, I had the needles, I had the wool. I was like, I don't need a kit from Wool and the Gang. So I looked and looked, went on a deep dive, and then suddenly I found the pattern on its own by Wool and the Gang on Ravelry. Amazing. But they don't have it on their website. Very confusing. So if you're interested in making this tank, which so far I'm very happy with the pattern, I really like the pictures of everyone who's made it. All the versions look really good. So I think it's a good one. And yeah, it's on Ravelry. I've actually started to embrace Ravelry a bit more. I don't know why, but it's really not my kind of app. Well, there is no app for one. You have to do it. It's all in the browser, which I don't love. But because I want to do it on my phone quickly, like use it to store all the information of the projects I'm doing. But I am embracing it a little bit more. I'm updating it a little bit more just so I've got all my knitting projects on there. So if you want to find me, I think it's Almita Made originally, but I'll put a link below. And that's my current project, so you can then find the pattern from there if you want. But anyway, so far so good. What I am doing, because with this wool I have previously had issues in terms of fit, because when you block it, it grows exponentially. I don't know what it is about this wool particularly. And I say wool, I think there is some wool, but it's mainly 80% acrylic, 15 wool, and 5 viscose, which I think is just the little naps. Is that what they're called? The little specks of color. I think that's the viscose. Anyway, when I made the other jumper, it grew so big. So I'm scared of that happening with this. So what I'm doing is I went for the smallest size in the pattern. I went down a needle size. Let me check 1 second. Okay, half a needle. So the main body is meant to be knit on 6.5 millimeter needles. I'm knitting it on 6, because I read somewhere someone saying that if there isn't a small enough size for a pattern that you like, then you can go down with the needle size to make it basically smaller. So that sounds like sound advice to me. So that's what I've done with this. So this is the beginning of the front panel, and it is a pieced, like a sewn thing. It's not all in the round. Oh, can I go higher? Yeah, so that will be the hem. I'm starting the armholes soon. It's it's quite high necked. The neckline is what I really love. It looks so plushy and delicious. I'm looking forward to seeing how that's constructed, because I've just seen the pictures and it looks really good. And the one that I saw in real life at the Stitch Festival, that's what attracted me to it, the chunkiness of that neckline. And I know it's boiling hot and it's summer, but I thought, just start it. I just really wanted to start another knitting project, and this one was on my mind, and I found a pattern and it all fell into place. So even if it's unseasonable, you never know in the UK. Suddenly one day it's like 30 degrees and the next one might be 15. So I might get to wear this summer, you never know. But yes, so far so good. I'm happy with how that's going. It's interesting to see the Wool and the Gang patterns. Right, that's enough. It's interesting to see that the Wool and the Gang right, that's enough. Let me tell them about the Wool and the Gang patterns. Oh baby. It's interesting to see that the Wool and the Gang patterns, the way they're written is so different, I find, from other knit. Roy, that's enough. Come on, come here with mama. Come with mama, chill. It's interesting to see how the Wool and the Gang patterns are quite different from other knitting patterns that I've been using lately. So compared to the Petite Knit patterns, for example, I find those, they're very good, but they're very good because there's a lot of videos as well. I struggle with the way that they are written from a sewing brain perspective, where usually you get told every single step of what you're doing. There's something that I find a little bit unclear about Petite Knit instructions. The Wool and the Gang ones are almost too hand-holdy. So they'll split every step and take you and tell you exactly what you're doing, which I love. So the pattern for the tank that I'm doing, which is a small project, I would say, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages of instructions, like the proper instructions, if you ignore the beginning and the end, which is a lot of information, which is very good. But yeah, if you just look at the instructions, 6 pages, that to me is quite long. And compared to other patterns like the Petite Knit ones, some Poison Girls, I don't know how you say that, but I've made a jumper from them, the egg jumper that I've made, it feels like they were either shorter or like just as long, and they were full jumpers. So I got a little bit worried when I first saw the length of it, and I was like, oh, maybe it is more complicated than I thought. But no, it's just broken down so specifically, step by step. So even if there's something that repeats that you've just done, they just tell you again how to do it, which is good, obviously. As I'm doing it, I'm grateful for it. But to begin with, it scared me a little bit. I was like, oh no, so many steps. It's not. It's like a quarter of the steps that you see, basically, because so many things, I mean, the steps are there, but you're repeating things. It's not new information every time, if that makes any sense to you. Also, I found there's a free knit along, or like a free tutorial of all the bits that you need to know on YouTube. Amazing, so useful. I've been looking at that, but honestly, even without that, the instructions are extremely clear, so I could get it. But how great, I am a visual learner. I love it when there's a video, so it is good. So if I'm at home and I can just watch something on my phone, I'll do that, or on the laptop. If I'm on the go, I usually don't bother and just look at the written instructions. And I can knit on the go because of the beautiful project bag. I love this so much. So I've taken this to the park, for example. What a mad lady, knitting in the park. The other day it was so hot and sunny, and I just sat on a towel in the park, getting, sunbathing whilst knitting a wool vest. What must people think? But I was so happy, I can't tell you. Honestly, I was warm, lovely sun in my face, plenty of sunscreen, don't worry. But whilst enjoying the sunshine, I just don't love just lying there, especially in the park. If it was a beach, I would feel okay just lying there. But I was in a public park, so I thought, nah, do something. Take your knitting. Perfect. So good. So that is my work in progress. The ones before are all my plans. I'm sure there'll be more plans that sneak in at some point. You'll see things that jump to the top of my queue. Like the Quinn vest is a very recent addition to my plans, and yet I've cut that one out already. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I haven't really twirled it because it's princess. It's a little bit naughty, but because it's princess seams, I find that those are very good for adjusting the fit as you go. So because of the way it's constructed, I feel like there's a lot of tweaking that I can do as I sew, as I construct it, without needing to alter too much on paper. And this will be my first true bias pattern ever, which shocks. I mean, Jemima at work, who's a big True Bias fan, was absolutely shocked. She was like, how is that even possible? I've just never really tackled one of their patterns. They're beautiful. I don't know why. I think nothing's ever, like, I like the Ogden cami, but I've got a similar pattern that I've pieced together for myself anyway. There's a lot of beautiful patterns, but there's nothing that I've gone like, oh my God, I've got to have it. And with the Quinn, I really had to have it. So my plan is to make the vest, the short vest. And then I'm thinking maybe in autumn, I would like to try the mini dress and use that as a pinafore almost. So to wear on top of turtlenecks, divine, and tights. So yeah, hopefully I will use that pattern a few times if it works out. Wish me luck. Ooh. Right, I think that's everything I wanted to chat about today. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching my vlogs. It really means a lot. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. It really, really means a lot. Do buy me a coffee if you can. If you enjoy my content and you're able to, why not? But if you can't, just give me a big thumbs up for this video. Go and watch the previous videos and make sure that you're subscribed. That is just as helpful. And until I see you next time for another vlog, which will probably be, oh yeah, I think I might do a roundup for Me Made May. Yeah, that could be fun, because that will be towards the end of the month, or the end of it, almost the end. So yeah, I think I might do that. But until I see you again, keep making, keep chatting about making, and I'll see you again soon on the Almita Made channel. And I almost forgot. Let me just say a huge thank you to the lovely Susan, who has sent me a gift. a plushy watermelon. It's so fun. Really sweet, really unexpected. Thank you so much. That really made me smile. And Roy absolutely adores it. I'm afraid he has claimed a bit of ownership to it. He carries it around everywhere very proudly, and I'll put a picture up. Some a truly incredible action shot that Pat managed to capture. I was very, very impressed. How huge does Roy look in that? Anyway, now for real, signing off. See you again next time on the Almita Made channel. Bye! Absolute chaos left behind.